And boom to the bang. What's taking place in this place? You already know what it is. It's your boy, Richie Rich, back again with another video. And today, we're going to be talking about customer service. So I was actually having a chat with one of my past clients today. And in the conversation, they were like, Rich, what made you want to be so service oriented? It's almost like you take it to a whole other level. Now, this is somebody who has been following me from way back. They bought like 3 different vehicles from me. And he was like, I look at a lot of people who's in the service industry, who's in the sales industry, and I swear it's like you just on a whole other level when it comes to your service. And I was like, it's funny you should say that because I was actually thinking about the point where I decided to take it to our next level. And I felt like sharing that story with you all today. So some years back, when I decided to hit Miami with the team for the first time, when I say the team, it was just a couple of us who were going to Miami Carnival, right? So it was one coworker, her cousin, and a couple other friends. I was staying at a separate hotel. And one morning, I got up feeling hungry. I say, let me take a drive and go get something to eat. So I pull up by Five Guys. Now, back then, you know, your boy was getting down with the chicken. Boy, I was a hell chicken. So pull up by Five Guys and I was doing the drive-through and I placed my order and then I started to proceed to the window. Mind you, order was already placed. I was heading by the window to pick up. Boom, right between that little timeline from ordering to pick up window, I get a call from my sister and she was like, where you? I said, well, I buy Five Guys and now looking to get something to eat. They was like, no, cancel that. We buy IHOP. Come and meet us by IHOP. Now I feel in a type of way because I done placed the order. I was like, well, I done order the food. I'm going to pick it up. I was like, yo, forget that. Come and meet us in IHOP. I was like, way boy. So I feeling bad. So I pull up by the window. And the guy was like, you know, so full of life, so energetic, so joyful. And he was like, hey man, ting, here's your order. And I'm like, bro, could I cancel because my crew just called, tell me that IHOP and I'm thinking about going across there and meet them. And homeboy was like, hey, sure, no problem. He said, as a matter of fact, keep the fries. And he gave me the fries for free. I'm like, what? I was like, so that's cool. Like, you okay with that? He was like, of course, man. Go ahead. Now, this blew my mind. Now, when you're into sales, when you're creative, I think the creatives would be able to relate with me, but we look at everything in life as a lesson. Like there's always something to learn. And when he said that, I'm driving away and it's playing on my mind. I was like, yo, like homie was so cool. I was like, I think I need to apply this to what I do. Like my level of service must make the whole transaction I experienced. You know, like if somebody comes to purchase a vehicle from me, I needed to understand that, hey, for me, this shouldn't just be about the sale. This should be about the customer having an experience. You're going to jump out, you know, 150, 200, 300, 400, $1,000 of your money. You know what I'm saying? It's a major investment. I needed to understand that it is not just about the sale. Now, this is a customer ready to make an investment, a purchase. This is a vehicle. This is not something you're going to do every week or every year. This is probably something you're going to do once every 3-4 years, maybe every 5 years, maybe once, you know? So I was like, nah, when you leave with your vehicle, Richard Daniels service must be playing on your mind so much that you want to send more people, that you yourself even want to come back and buy a vehicle in the future because it's like, it should be like a drug. Like you just want to get a feeling again. This is what I keep to the forefront of my mind when I'm doing my sales, when I'm doing transactions, when I'm offering my service. Now, it shouldn't even always be about the vehicle. It should be about the service. Like you just want to deal with Richard Daniel. You don't even care what Richard Daniel's selling as long as you could do your transaction with Richard Daniel. So it's like, I just wanted to push myself as the brand. And with that being my concept is like, it helped me elevate the game so much that I realized a lot of people in the industry started to touch on my blueprint. Like if you watch everybody in sales right now, you'll realize there's a little bit of Richard Daniels service somewhere in between, where it's how I do my marketing or my energy, my vibe, how I relate to people. Because I mean, if you're into sales, you have to love people, you know? And yeah, I think that point in my life, I will always go back to that point in my life because if ever I go to Miami, I feel like I would like to see this guy again. I wish I could meet this guy and say, bro, like you wouldn't believe the impact you had on my life. You literally changed the way I viewed business, customer relation, service, everything with that one little gesture. That was so crazy to me. So big up the homie from Five Guys. Wherever you are, bro, thank you very much. Boom to the bang.